Well, hello there, friends. Welcome back to the Chase the Summit channel. I'm Dave. Welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking all things Black Friday, all of the big deals that are happening today, some stuff that I've kind of aggregated and put on my website, and we'll kind of go through each one, see if it's worth it, see if it's not worth it, and just talk through it. Another reason I'm doing this live stream is to do kind of a Q&A from the viewers out there to try to help you make a better purchasing decision this holiday season. If you're in the market for a wearable for your loved one, a GPS watch for running, you're buying something for yourself. If you're selfish, that's okay. No judgment here. Hopefully that can help you out. So today we're going to go through all the deals. We're going to talk about it, and then I'll take some Q&A from the live chat. With that said, if you are watching right now, it looks like we've got some people watching already. If you are watching right now, make sure to jump into the live chat. Tell me where you're watching from and tell me what you're interested in purchasing this holiday season on Black Friday or Cyber Week or whatever. Make sure to let me know what's going on with you. If you're shopping for someone else, if you're buying for yourself, if you already bought all your stuff, let me know. Also, I would love to hear any killer deals that you found out there. Because it's kind of weird, back in the day, Black Friday used to be Black Friday, right? People would set their alarm clock super early in the morning and they would head out to the mall and wait in line to get in the door to buy the stuff that they want to get, right? But now with the internet, with social media, it's like Black Friday for 2 weeks, basically, maybe a month, with all the brands out there discounting early. But there are some good deals to be had, so that's what I want to talk about today. So make sure to dive into the live chat. Let me know what's going on with you. Let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to hear from you. And with that, I do want to do a quick shout out to the Patreon members and the YouTube members of the Chase the Summit channel. If you don't know, Patreon is a way to help support this channel and what I'm doing here, along with the YouTube members platform. Basically, all you got to do is go down and hit that join button. Donate a couple of bucks each month, and it goes a long way. And if you're interested in Patreon, that's a whole different platform. Check out the link in the description down below. It helps support this YouTube channel and the new podcast that I've been doing for the past 45 episodes. By the way, I have a podcast. I won't plug this entire live stream, but check out the podcast. That's also linked in the description down below, where I update weekly and talk about all the news that has happened in the week and rant about general life things happening as well. So check that out. That would really be great. Okay, we've already got a bunch of people in the chat, which is great. And if you haven't already spotted it yet, if you head over to chasethesummit.com, I'll show you on the screen right now. I've got a whole website dedicated to this live stream, and you can actually watch the live stream. Whoops, I just shrunk some graphics on the screen there. You can actually watch the live stream on this website, and you can kind of interact at the same time. So you can watch the live stream there on the screen, and you can also scroll down and see all of the links that I'm going to talk about throughout this live stream. These are all the deals that I've found so far. This is being updated in real time regularly. There's a whole bunch of things I've been trying to keep up with, and it's kind of all the best things that I'm interested in. Hopefully you are too. That's kind of aggregated into one website. So if you want to check that out, head over to chasethesummit.com/Black Friday. Okay. So I'm going to give a quick couple of shout outs to the people in the chat already. We've got a bunch of people here. We've got Cheeky Chops. That seems like they're just kind of singing some sort of song. Thanks for joining. We've got Feel the Need. I've got to buy myself a wearable. No one else is going to. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. We've got Sanjay Kumar. Got confused between the Garmin Fenix 6 series and the Instinct 2 series deal for Black Friday. I got the Apple Watch SE2 instead. That's a good move. And we'll talk about that as we go through some of these deals that I've aggregated. We got Yan Nayujin. Probably didn't say that right. Sorry. Hi from France. Thanks for joining. Pretty cool that you're all the way on the other side of the world. We got Adam Sitak from Poland. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Steven So, Apple Watch Ultra versus Garmin Fenix 7. We'll talk about that a little later on. And we've got a little tip here from Timothy Wright. If you're a student, you can sign up for Unidays and get 20% discount code for Garmin. That takes the $255 down to $280. and the 255 Music all the way down to $320, and the 955 to $400. Wow, that's a good deal. I didn't know about that. One thing in terms of discounts that I do know about is there is a discount if you have here in the USA, it's Blue Cross Blue Shield health insurance. It's called like Blue 365 or something. So if you have health insurance, you can sign up for Blue 365 and get like 30% off for Garmin at Garmin.com. It's a pretty good deal. However, I don't know if you can like piggyback the Black Friday sales and those health discounts. Not sure if you can do that, but still pretty cool that some bigger companies out there are doing that. We got Paul from the UK, not buying anything anytime soon. I got a 955 back in June. Awesome. I hope you're enjoying it. Watching from Canada, looking to buy a Garmin watch for around $500. Do you think you should get the Phoenix 6 Solar or the 955? We'll circle back to that when we go through some of the Q&A. I'll put a star next to yours so I remember to come back to it. Hi from New York. Hey, thanks for joining. Coming to you from Colorado Springs. Welcome. I've got a couple of friends out there. It looks like awesome trail running and hiking. Thanks for watching. We've got Vinay Menon from sunny Arizona. Hi from England. The Apple Watch, just got the Apple Watch Ultra. Awesome. Hello from Connecticut. Hello. Thanks for joining. And we've got Yidris Smith. Do you think the Forerunner 955 will be on sale soon? I don't think so. Garmin, typically they've like every year, it's kind of the same thing. They'll discount some of their older stuff, and we'll talk about that, like I said, when we go through the spreadsheet I've built up. But typically like the new stuff, like the 955 or even the 255 or, any of these, like I just got this, by the way. This is the Instinct Crossover 2. You likely won't find a deal on this, unfortunately, because they're just so new. You know what I mean? So they don't have a hard time selling them, whereas some of the older stock, they do. So yeah, unfortunate. By the way, check this out. I've got a little action cam. This is my phone. I think I can, yeah, look at this. So these are all the watches I have on the table here. If you have any questions, we can go through these as well as we go through this live stream. We've got a lot to talk about today. So these are all the things on the table, and yes, there's a lot. All right. See if I can turn that back off. Okay, so I'm going to dive right into the spreadsheet I built up so we can kind of talk about it. And I keep resizing that graphic. Jeez. Rookie, Dave. Rookie. Should probably lock that so I can't do that. Okay. Let's scroll down. So like I said, this is going to be updated throughout the day as things progress if I find any good deals. And this won't just be for today. This will be up for for the next couple of weeks as sales continue to roll in. I'm going to try to keep up with them, and I'll keep adding to this. And like I said before, if I'm missing anything, glaring issues, if I'm missing anything, make sure to shoot me an Instagram DM or drop it in the chat, or just hit me up on my website, click that contact button, because I want to make this as useful as possible. By the way, the first sale I want to talk about, shameless plug, you know me, is going to be the Chase the Summit merch store. If you haven't noticed already, 20% off all of my merch in the Chase the Summit merch store. That's the hat I'm wearing right now. We've got the Chase the Summit hoodies. We've got t-shirts, running shirts, all kinds of different options. We've got buffs for the winter and skiing and things like that. And all you got to use is this discount code here, BFCTS20 at checkout. Will give you 20% off your order. So if you're interested, check out the merch store. Running out of hats, but they're still in stock for now. And I'm undecided if I'm going to keep, I might change the design up for the next one. I don't know. Okay. With the shameless plug out of the way, BFCTS20, by the way, check it out. Click on the link and buy some merch for your loved one, because you know they love this YouTube channel. Okay. So the first deals I want to talk about are obviously the Garmin deals, because Garmin, I think yesterday they publicly threw out they called it a flash sale. It's still going on right now, so it wasn't necessarily a flash. It was kind of a long flash in the pan. So we've got deals from Garmin in just about all of the models, with the exception of some of the brand new stuff. Like I said, you're not going to see Phoenix, you're not going to see like the brand new Instinct crossover or the 955. I don't think it's on there. But a lot of the new stuff is on there. So First up, this one's really interesting to me. I'm going to bring this up. This is the Garmin Bounce. And if you have kids, this might be interesting to you. I've got kids, so I'm going to talk about it. This is the Garmin Bounce. I haven't even put my hands on this thing yet, but I find this super interesting for a couple of reasons. So this is primarily designed to be a children's watch. It's a fitness tracker as well. It can do all of that stuff. But also it's got LTE, like a cellular connection built in. And my kid uses like an LG Gizmo gadget, but it's actually becoming a little bit outdated and they're dropping support for it. So I've been really interested in this. And right now it's $10 off, not a big sale, but this thing just came out last week. So that's, it's something. What's interesting about this though, is lately a lot of people have been requesting, full-blown cellular coverage from Garmin's, like you get on an Apple Watch, for instance. This is the Ultra. And we don't have that yet, like the cellular talking and texting and things like that. But this children's watch from Garmin actually has that capability. And what's interesting about it is it's directly through Garmin. So for like $10 a month in the USA, you can actually send texts, and I think you might be able to even make phone calls and stuff from this little watch. And I think that's actually the gateway to seeing this in more high-end garments. I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, but I found this really interesting. I think this is going to be the beginning of what comes down the road on some of their higher end stuff, which would be pretty interesting to get like full, texting and talk on your Phoenix 8 or something down in the future. But this seems like the gateway. I just thought that was interesting, and I'm actually pretty interested in it for my kid as well. I won't spend too much time on that, but I thought it was kind of cool. So here's some of the big deals right up front. The Garmin Epix Gen 2, I've got it on the table here. This guy, absolutely amazing. If you haven't seen my full review, go check it out. It's, AMOLED. I don't even think it's charged right now. It might be charged. So AMOLED display. Of course, the battery's dead. No, it's good. Look at that, Epix. So AMOLED display, touch enabled, beautiful 1000 nits brightness. It's got all the goodness of a Phoenix watch with full mapping and music and everything. And right now, you can get it for $100 off, which is a really good deal. The links I've got here are over to playbetter.com. Those are my friends that help support this channel. So I like to link them if I can. So check them out. Right now, they're promising 2-day shipping, even in the height of all of the Black Friday sales and Cyber Week and everything. They're still promising 2-day delivery. So if you're interested, check it out there. $100 off on a fairly new watch that hasn't really seen a discount yet. That's kind of a big deal. And on top of that, the Phoenix 7 is also getting $100 off. Same deal. Basically, all the models get $100 off. So whether it be the solar or the non-solar or the non-sapphire, you can see here, original price was $699, marked down to $599. So really good deal there. If you've been on the fence for a Phoenix or Epix and maybe it was just a little bit too expensive, right now might be the time to grab one. Next up, we've got the Garmin Fenix 6, and this is kind of crazy. This is over to Amazon, by the way. So it was, I guess my website's already outdated. I found the cheapest one was $349, and now you can see here, it's already bumped up. It looks like they ran out of stock. That might be what happened, and maybe it went to a different vendor. But yeah, now we're at $380. But if you click through some of these different colors, you'll find varying deals. So you can see here, this one's $460 for whatever reason, but some of them are cheaper than others. So take your time, go through the different color options. And like I said, when I linked these, I tried to find the best deal possible. And unfortunately, the pricing is changing so fast right now that the best deal possible changes like within the hour. So my pricing may be a little bit off, but I'm going to try to stay up to date on it as much as possible. So next up, the Garmin Enduro 1. This one I've found really good deals on floating around the internet. It's weird because the steel version of the Garmin Enduro 1 is $499, which is a crazy price for that watch. Originally $899. And then the titanium version is still very expensive, but it's sold out everywhere. So really, the steel version is the only one available that I can find, even on Amazon. And then we've got the Instinct 2. This one, you get about $50 off just about every different SKU that they have out there. But again, really good deal. Pretty recent watch. So to see a sale on this is also kind of a big deal. That's $50 off. And a lot of people are on the fence on that one as well. And that price for the solar model was just a little bit too high. So getting a $50 off discount is a pretty good deal as well. And this one's a little bit fun. So this is the Garmin Instinct 1. This is the older model, the original gangster from back in the day. It's got the old heart rate sensor you can see there at the Elevate 3.0, which wasn't super accurate in my testing. This one doesn't have like the craziest battery life or the best GPS accuracy, but for $159, it's a pretty cool watch. It's got that G-Shock vibe to it. And for $159, it might make for a good gift for someone who's trying to look for, they're interested in a hiking watch. Maybe you don't want to break the bank. You want to get something with a name brand. You don't want to just get some, generic Amazon knockoff product or something. The Instinct 1, good entry point into the Garmin ecosystem. And then below that, we've got the Venue 2 series. Again, we're looking at about $100 off. So that's already dated information. We're looking at about $80, $70 off now on the Venue. And then the Venue SQ, which is the older model. You can get this one right now for $119, which is a great deal. It's a little bit older. It's got the older heart rate sensor. The GPS accuracy, again, it's similar to the Instinct. It's got the old chip, but it's a attractive looking watch. It looks very much like the new SQ, which I have here. It's got a square shape to it. And what's cool about it is it resembles an Apple Watch quite a bit. So if you like that look, but you want the Garmin functionality, $119 gets you in the door there. Pretty sweet. And finally, this one, may or may not interest you, but I found it interesting. The Garmin InReach Mini 2, got it right here. If you're a hiker or a backpacker or somebody who gets off the grid and you often find yourself without a cell phone connection, one of these just goes a really long way. It's great peace of mind for yourself and your family. You've got your SOS button on there so you can contact help if you need to. And yeah, I really like having one of these. And right now they're on sale for $50 off. So that's nice as well. So that's Garmin. I know I kind of rattled through that, but I don't want to spend too much time on any one thing since there are so many deals out there. It would take me several hours to get through this, and I plan on being on the air for a while, but maybe not for like 10 hours to cover everything. All right, let's jump back into the chat, see who else has joined us. We got Miguel Varela watching from Panama. Just got the Forerunner 245 music for $200 on Amazon. Wow, that's a good deal. Coming to you from Northern Ireland, we got Jimmy Fire Dragon. Thank you for joining. Hello from Slovenia. Very cool. Simon Ritzer, what do you think about the Forerunner 955? Do you prefer it over the Phoenix 7 or the Forerunner? Wait, 955, Phoenix 7, 955. I think you said 955 twice there. Yeah, so if you haven't noticed already, that's what I got on my wrist right now. The Forerunner 955 has become kind of my go-to. I don't really know why. I won't say it's like my favorite watch out of everything. That just seems a little bit unfair. But what I do like about it as compared to like, this is the Enduro 2 here, or, where's the Phoenix 7? It's over here somewhere. Even the Epics, they're all big watches. And what I noticed the most between these watches when the different sizes, you've got the Epics at 47 millimeters. We've got the Enduro 2 or the Phoenix 7X 51. And then we've got the 955 here. I find that the 955 just always feels smaller and sleeker and a little bit easier to manage for the most part. It doesn't bug me as much to wear. I don't find myself banging it off of like doorknobs and stuff. That's something I noticed with other watches. And another nice benefit of this watch being all plastic is that if you bump it on something, which I have several times, you can probably see there's like a little ding right there. It doesn't show because it's all plastic. When you scratch black plastic, it's also black underneath. Where if you scratch the metal on something like this Epix, which you can do, they're very durable, but they do scratch. You'll see a nice shiny metal streak where you scratched your watch. And you don't see that on the 955. You know, I don't know why I find myself wearing it more than average, but it's the watch that I find mostly on my wrist. And I think it's mainly because of the size and weight and the durability. The screen can scratch, but it's a great watch. So I like the 955. That was long-winded. Hope that helps. We've got Jimmy Fire Dragon. Do you think I should upgrade to a smart ring from a smart watch? That really depends. I've tested the Oura Ring, the circular ring. I've got another one in the mail. I forget the name of it. They're interesting. I think the real benefit to the smart ring market out there is that it's really for people who don't like wearing watches or don't like distractions. If you find yourself always looking at your watch, like checking the time or your text messages or notifications, or just obsessively looking at it, it can be kind of liberating to wear something like a Whoop band or a smart ring that just doesn't have a display on it. And I think that's really the strange benefit to those. And they're also for people who just don't like stuff on their wrist. Maybe you can't sleep with a watch on. That's where the Oura Ring can really help out a lot if you want some insight into your sleep metrics. Whether or not it's worth it for you, I hate to say it always depends. I can't make that decision for you. It's your money and it's your preference, really. They're cool, and you can use them with, if you have a Garmin, you can use an Oura Ring and a Garmin, but it is kind of overkill at that point. How about the Whoop? Yeah, so let's jump back to my website here. Scroll down to Whoop. I've got it on here. So Whoop has a sale going on right now. I don't think they actually discount the hardware, but if you click on this, it'll bring you to my affiliate link. It'll say, Chase the Summit gave you 20% off. That's not me giving you 20% off. That's site-wide, I think. But yeah, you get 20% discount on a Whoop 4.0, and that's including the membership. So if you do the prepaid membership with Whoop, you can see up top here, if you pay for a year ahead of time, you'll get 20% off that full year. What's crazy is I feel like they keep coming up with new colors. Like, check these out. These are pretty cool. That one's pretty wild. I like that. The orange and purple and stuff. Camo. That's pretty cool. But yeah, 20% off Whoop. Pretty good deal. You know, if you've watched my videos, I have mixed feelings on Whoop. I find their information valuable, but I also struggle with the price of the subscription. You know, $30 a month just to see your data is kind of crazy. But that discount of 20% certainly turns the needle in the right direction on Whoop. So, what else do we got here? Burps. Cool name. Dave, is the Stride FootPod short for the road? Is Stride FootPod short for the road, in your opinion? Much competition for power meters. I'm not sure I understand your question. Are you saying you're getting short distances on the road with the Stride Pod? I can't say I have. So I've used the Stride Pod a fair amount. I've had this one. This is the older version. I haven't upgraded to the new one. I think I might eventually. Actually, I don't know. Did they change the charging port on this to be USB-C yet? Because that's what really drives me nuts about this. It's still micro USB, and I hate that. But in my experience, I've seen pretty good distance with the Stride Pod. I have no complaints there. And fun fact, that's a good way to pivot into their sale right now. This one, I have zero affiliation with Whoop. I make no money. I mean, with Stride. I make no money if you buy a Stride Pod, whether or not you're into that. But they are on sale right now. And where did I? Oh, yeah. So sensor deals here. You can see Stride Pod is $249, but you'll get 15% off at checkout. So you can see here, they've got their Black Friday deal going on. So the price is the same as it was before, but you'll get an additional 15% off during the checkout process, which is nice. Not a huge sale, but you know, if you're looking at the Stride Pod, worth keeping your eye on. Okay. I saw the Apex 2 Pro. Is it better than the Forerunner 955? Better is very subjective when we're dealing with the 955 and Apex 2. So the Apex 2 it's a great watch. The real advantage to this over something like the 955 is going to be the build quality. So this guy is completely made out of metal. You got a titanium bezel, titanium backplate. You've got a sapphire lens, which is really scratch resistant and durable. It's a really well built, and it feels nice. You know, it feels premium. Whereas, like I said before, the 955 is completely made out of plastic. The only metal bits are the buttons and the little pins that connect the band. But other than that, completely made out of plastic. And then the screen on here is a Gorilla Glass, where you've got sapphire on the Apex 2 and the Apex 2 Pro. And yeah, they're the same price. The advantage to the Garmin, though, is you do get more smarts. You're getting body battery, you're getting HRV status, you're getting, you know, better training tools, in my opinion. The training readiness function here, I really like this. Lets me know if I'm doing too much or too little. The HRV status function here, I really enjoy that. Getting an email from Black Diamond about their sales right now. But yeah, I won't say the Apex 2 Pro and 2 are bad watches. For the same price, they do have less features as the 955. 955 has full-blown mapping with points of interest and routable maps. The Apex 2 has maps, but it's simply a base map. It's like an image in the background of your map experience. It's not really the same thing. So I guess I'll put it this way. If you're really interested in build quality, that's like your main goal. You want something that feels super premium, and maybe you're interested in a simpler device. That's where Coros shines. It's a tool to record your runs. Okay, that's like basically it. Whereas the Garmin does a bunch of other stuff. If you want to keep it simple and you want really nice build quality, I'd say the Apex 2 Pro is a good buy. It's expensive for what you're getting in terms of features, but it's a good buy. The Garmin Forerunner 955, in my opinion, is one of the better values on the market at $500. It's really hard to beat for that price point. Hope that helps. I probably went a little too long on that one. Paul Martin, interested in the merch, but shipping costs outside the US are more than double the cost. I know, I'm sorry. They shouldn't be that expensive, though. I may have messed up the website somewhere. So the problem is the hats. I ship these personally. Right out of this office, I've got a whole area over here with a shipping label printer and tape and everything. So because I ship it here, it's international for me, and it's very expensive. Like, I've gotten some orders from, I think, Belgium and France and stuff that are, for me to ship, it's like $25 for a hat. So unfortunately, I have to charge, or else I'd lose money for it. Alternatively, I could just make it unavailable internationally, but I like shipping them. So I'm working on a better way to do this, maybe like warehousing somewhere else, storing them and have somebody else ship them. I'm not there yet, though. Still a work in progress, but thanks for the interest. Just got the Phoenix 6 on Tuesday and love it. The price was a great deal. Yeah, I wonder how much you paid for it. Was it that $380 we just saw on Amazon? Steven So says, cool. Yeah, Garmin for kids. Are there any discounts for Garmin Enduro 1? Yeah, we just went through that. I think it's $499 right now. It's a pretty good deal. We've got Ultra Trail Steven in the house here. Another YouTuber. Check out his channel if you haven't yet. Apex 2 Pro over Forerunner 955. Better build quality compared to the Apex 2 Pro. Yeah, that's kind of where I'll leave it. It's, if you're only interested in build quality and less so on the feature set, in battery life, of course, Apex 2 Pro all the way. But if you want more features, better mapping and navigation, more wellness tracking, better training tools, day-to-day information, I feel like you get more with the Forerunner 955, but it is a plastic watch. So again, it's up to you. Mike Buck, here in Maine, when will we see your review of the Instinct crossover? Yeah, fun fact, I've been super busy lately. We've been moving and it's been crazy. We're finally settling in, and I owe YouTube a review of 2 watches, and we'll talk about them briefly right now. So where's the other one? I'm losing them. I'm losing track of things. Is this it? Yeah. There we go. So right now I've got 2 watches on hand. First, as mentioned in the chat, the Garmin Instinct crossover. This watch is so cool. The battery's kind of dead, so I don't think the backlight's on right now. But this thing is pretty darn cool. It's got all of the goodness that we got on the Garmin Instinct 2 here. But as you can see, they added a physical watch hand. So you've got hour hand and a minute hand there to tell the time. And it's just, the user experience on this is really interesting because as you scroll through, you see how it's moving there. It's pretty cool. They pretty much position the needles to get out of the way of what you're trying to do. So if you dive into like the weather, for example, here, you can see that it gets out of the way. It goes sideways, but if you scroll down, it'll go vertical to get out of the way of the forecast. It's really cool. And at first, when I got this, I thought it was very gimmicky, but as I use it more and more, it's just fun. It gives it like this nostalgic kind of G-Shock experience that I'm just not used to. And I've really enjoyed my time with this. I do have a full review coming. I've had this watch for like 3 or 4 weeks now, and I just have been too busy to get a video out on it. I've got tons of test data, a bunch of user experience information, and I do have a video planned, but it hasn't been released yet. The other one that I've been testing out a lot is this guy. This is the Polar Ignite 3. This one's very cool as well. As you can see, AMOLED touch-enabled display, super responsive. And again, I've had this one for like 2 months, and I've got a ton of information, ton of data to go through on this one. But again, too busy to film a video, but stay tuned. Probably next week, I'm getting back into the swing of things. So they're coming. Don't worry. Okay, next we've got Adam Hertel that says you can get the Garmin 735 for $130. 735 is an older watch. It's interesting that Garmin would have that on their website at that price point. That's like, what is that, 4 or 5 years old now? I mean, not to say it's bad for any reason, but it is older. But $130, that's a compelling option. Oh boy, we've got a bunch of bots in the chat. I'm gonna have to click ban on those for now. Okay, Andrew says, I bought a Coros Pace 2 a few days ago. Fantastic metrics and accurate. Yeah, I love the Pace 2. Honestly, to this day, I still think the Pace 2 is probably kicking over stuff. The Pace 2 is still one of the best options on the market for that $200 price point. Really hard to beat. Uh-oh. Looks like my microphone dropped for a second there. Are we back? Do I sound... Oh, man. I think I'm having some technical difficulties. There we go. We're back. Sorry about that, everybody. I kicked over a cable, literally, that I'm stepping on right now that's connected to my microphone. I'm a professional. Hello from Bulgaria. What do you know about the Garmin Instinct 2 versus the Garmin Fenix 6 Pro? So that's a tough one. I will summarize that. I'm not going to go too deep on it. I will say, if you're primarily interested in like hiking, trekking, climbing mountains, backpacking, that sort of thing, the Instinct 2 might be a better fit. If you're more of a runner, triathlete, or somebody who does a little bit of everything, whether that be swimming or climbing, hiking, running, you're kind of rounded, I would say the Fenix is probably the way to go. They're both very similar. The Fenix has advantage in mapping and navigation. You get real mapping, whereas the Instinct has an advantage in terms of battery life, and it's a little bit more utilitarian. So that's where I'll leave it. I hope that was helpful. Real Me says best accuracy regarding altitude. I'd say I've had pretty good luck with a lot of the Coros options. The Vertex 2, the Apex 2, and some of the high-end Garmin's, the Enduro 2, the Fenix 7, all of those have been pretty good. The only ones I run into issues with, I've actually run into a little bit of issues with the 955 because of the way the barometer port is designed. It's kind of near your skin, so you can actually kind of get gunk in there or get it. If it gets wet, it can actually block the port a little bit. But for the most part, I don't dive too deep on elevation metrics. Generally, I hope I hope they're pretty accurate. But yeah, I'd say some of the higher end, like the Coros or the Garmin's, they have pretty good designs for the barometers. On Polish Amazon site, Garmin Fenix 7S is $655. Well, that's a good deal, I think. Yeah. I wonder if that currency, is that USD, US currency, or is that Polish currency? Because I'm not aware of that conversion rate. What do you think about the Amazfit GTR 4? Oh man, I've got a lot to say about that. I've got one right here. In fact, so Amazfit GTR 4, I really like this watch. And again, just like the Instant Crossover and the Polar Ignite 3, I owe this thing a review because I've had this for a really long time, but it kind of just went on the back burner when I got too busy. This watch is super cool. AMOLED touch-enabled display. You've got a lot of features on here. It's got a microphone and speaker built in, so you can like take and make phone calls on it. It's actually got a similar GPS chip to something like the Fenix 7 with the multi-band GPS enabled, and it's under $200. In fact, that's a good segue into Amazfit deals right now. If we look at the little website I built here, it's on sale right now for a crazy price. Amazfit GTR 4, $159 on Amazon today. I don't know how long this will last because this is genuinely a good deal. This was always $199. Randomly it'll go on sale, but $159 is about as low as I've seen it. So good deal there. And not only is the GTR 4 on sale, we've also got the BIP 3 Pro down to $50, which is crazy. This is like hitting that price point of being a stocking stuffer at this point. So for $50, you can get a full-blown fitness tracker with an LCD display, GPS built in, so you don't need to carry a phone with you for $50. It's a good deal. I mean, it's not a perfect watch. I've done a review about it, but it's pretty cool that you can get something like that for $50. And of course, we've got the T-Rex 2 that is also on sale for $189, down from $199. Not a huge sale. And then the Amazfit Falcon, not on sale. The Falcon is not on sale, I think because, for two reasons. It's brand new. I've got a Falcon right here. It's brand new, but it's also out of stock everywhere. Like you cannot find this thing in stock anywhere. So it makes sense that they haven't discounted it. Pretty interesting watch though. I don't know if you saw my review about it. Actually, Amazfit reached out after I posted that review and they shared some information with me. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to share, but on the Amazfit Falcon, they intend to put full-blown maps on this watch, which I find interesting. They have a plan for a firmware update to put topo mapping in this watch, offline topo mapping and navigation in the Amazfit Falcon. And if they do that, that would make this a really interesting watch. But I haven't gotten that firmware update yet. They just kind of gave me a quick, leak of information that it was coming. But yeah, GTR 4, I think for the money, $159 is crazy. It's a crazy good deal. Is it the best smartwatch out there? No. I'd say the GTR 4 is a good alternative to something like an Apple Watch. If you don't have an Apple phone and you're like, I really want an Apple Watch, the GTR 4 might be a good option, especially at the price point. So yeah, I like it. Okay, what else we got here? Moving on down. I'm joining late, ignoring me if discussed. I was a bit disappointed in Garmin. Nothing on the 955, only $100 on the Epics and Fenix 7. Yeah, I mean, I was surprised to see $100 off on the Fenix 7 and Epics because they're relatively new and they're like one of their top sellers. So still a good deal. Would I have liked to see more? Yeah. Would I like to see $100 off the 955? Yeah. But I don't know if they could afford that. Selling the 955 base model for like, what, $399? They probably wouldn't keep them in stock anywhere at that price, which is probably a good thing and a bad thing. Thanks for what you do. Always amazed on how you manage all those things and family and kids. Time management is so hard. Yeah. And if you notice lately, I haven't posted a video in like 3 weeks, that would be why my time management skills have been suffering. But like I said, I'm getting back into it, and hopefully I can get all these videos I owe the internet. Speaking of that, I owe a video for this one too. Is the Garmin InReach Messenger. I've had this one for a while too, and I still haven't made a video about that. I'm really falling behind here. I need some help. Anybody out there edit videos? Hit me up. Well, thank you, Matthias. I appreciate the kind words. David Santiago. Hi, one question. Do you recommend the suggested workouts from Garmin? Kind of depends. I mean, for me, I don't find a ton of value in the suggested workouts. Sometimes they're fun, but for the most part, I feel like when I go out for a run, I click start on my watch. It always says like, do base training or do interval training. And there's like not a lot in between. But I think if you're somebody who's like brand new to running and you want like a rough idea of a structure for a workout, it might be useful. It's about as useful as all of the other suggested workout platforms out there. I just don't think they're totally there yet, but they are a good starting point if you have like zero idea on how to train and you need some guidance. Then I think it is a useful tool. Jace W says, greetings. Should I get the Forerunner 955 with or without solar if you could choose? For me personally, I went for the non-solar. There's a couple of reasons behind that. First of all, it's got plenty of battery life even without the solar panel. I ran a 100-mile ultra marathon with this, and I had like 40% battery left over at the finish line after 25 hours. Pretty good. So I have no desire for any more battery life than this watch gives me already. And another downside to the solar is you do get a little bit of a haze. There's like a reddish hue to the glass. I don't know if I can show that on camera on maybe on one of these solar models I have kicking around here. It's probably hard to see, but you can see like the copper color around the perimeter of the Enduro 2 here. It goes through the glass as well. So it does take a little bit of a toll on visibility, even on the 955. But, they're both good. I wouldn't say, for $100 more, is it worth it? For me, no, because I mainly am in the trees. I don't get a ton of sunlight. I'm a trail runner, so I'm in New England, so we've got a lot of tree cover around here. I'm not on the top of a peak of a mountain, despite the name of my channel being Chase the Summit. It's kind of ironic. But the solar one might be useful for you if you find yourself getting a lot of sunlight, and then it would make a difference. But for me, for $100, it wasn't worth it. Hope that's helpful. Andrew says, Alexander, he's replying to somebody. Parth Manayar, hello from India. Thank you very much for the informative work. You're welcome. Thanks for joining all the way from India. That's super cool. Miguel Varela, where can I buy the watch bands like the one you have on? I get this question so often, and I have linked it before, so I'll show you what it actually looks like. This is, it looks like a Garmin watch band. I don't want to get in trouble because it's definitely a knockoff. Like it's even got the little Garmin triangle logo on it. This is a brand called Ancool, Ancool, and you can find these on Amazon. I wonder if they're still there. Let's take a look. At the time, they were very inexpensive. Ancool watch band. Yeah, so there you go. Right there, 22 millimeter watch band for $935, $945, $955. And you can see they come in a bunch of different colors. You can even get like a 3-pack for $25 for 3. And there's, oh crap. That was a mistake. So you can get a 3-pack for 20% off. And that's a pretty good deal. Okay, what else we got here? So yeah, Ancool. You can get them for like $10 a pop. And I've got a bunch of different colors. I've actually got them on a few different watches. They've held up. This one's been like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years old. I've had it on my Phoenix 6 and a bunch of different watches, and now it's on the 955. Dave, I think your mic is gone. I think I fixed it. What's your take on the Sun 2 9 Peak Pro? Yeah, so I have one of those. They're supposed to be in the mail anytime now. Supposed to have a review unit soon on that, and I will have a review as soon as possible. My take as somebody who has used the, where is it? There it is. The Sunto 9 Peak. This watch, I genuinely like the feel, the look, the build quality of it. It kind of gives me the same kind of vibe as the Coros Apex 2, well built. They feel solid, good battery life. But I had issues with the battery life, the user experience on this watch, and these chunky bezels. This thing has the biggest bezels of any watch out there. The Peak Pro is supposed to improve on a few things, like the battery life and the user experience, but unfortunately it still has those chunky bezels. Time will tell. I'm still waiting for mine to show up in the mail, and when it does, I'll be sure to update you on it. I think it's pretty interesting though. Hi from Pakistan. How do you rate the Samsung Galaxy Watch 5 Pro? You've not reviewed it on the channel. So my issue with that watch is that it only works with Samsung devices, really. And for me, and my relatively small YouTube channel, I would have to go and buy a Samsung phone for $1,000 and then buy the watch for $500. And that's a big investment for me out of pocket. Unfortunately, I couldn't make that work, which is why I didn't review it. If you want to let me borrow one, maybe I can make it work. I have reviewed Samsung watches in the past, and to be honest, I didn't have great experiences with them for mainly accuracy, from an accuracy standpoint, but also because of their functionality with like non-Galaxy phones. I can't criticize Samsung for doing that because Apple does it too. You can only use an Apple Watch with an Apple phone, and now Samsung's doing that too. It's unfortunate. I wish things were more open, but that's the way it is right now. It looks like a really cool watch. The 5 Pro specifically is something I really wanted to try out, and I might still, but like I said, financially, it was just too hard for me to make work. And my channel is too small for Samsung to care. So they never sent me one. It does look cool though. I like the idea of it. Hello from Brazil. Which is the best for swim? I can't help you there. I'm not much of a swimmer. I've tested watches in the water, but I'm not like a full-on triathlete or elite swimmer or anything. Between the 245 and 255, I can tell you, you'll get better heart rate data from the 255. And if you're doing open water, you'll get better GPS data from the 255. Jacob Callan says, gotta ask, I currently have the Phoenix 6. I switched from the Apple Watch. I love the training info from Garmin, but is the Watch Ultra worth switching back? Again, that's really a dependent thing on you and your needs. If you're trying to choose between the two, you need to ask yourself a couple of sets of questions. Do you want a sport watch or do you want a smartwatch? Because the Apple Watch is probably, hands down, I don't think most people would argue, it's the best smartwatch experience on the market. The Apple Watch Ultra is amazing. It's like an iPhone on your wrist. It does everything. It integrates with the Apple ecosystem. It's incredible. But out of the box, it's missing like core functionality that you get with the Garmin that you don't get with Apple. And to get that functionality with Apple, you got to spend more money, especially subscriptions. Like I've done a video in the past with an app called Athletic and an app called Work Outdoors, 2 apps that I love and I use regularly on the Apple Watch Ultra. But without those, you miss a lot of the core functionality that you would get from a dedicated sport watch. So for that, and even with those additional apps on Apple, I feel like it still doesn't feel as seamless, as integrated as what you get with a Garmin or even a Coros or a Polar or a Sunto. It's just a little bit more fragmented. Like it's living in separate apps rather than being tied into the whole experience, if that makes sense. But there are some definite advantages to the Apple Watch Ultra, and there's advantages to the Phoenix or any Garmin out there. It's just really up to you to decide what you need. And unfortunately, in my perfect world, I would take a Garmin Fenix 7's battery life and mapping and wellness features and sleep tracking and all that stuff. And I would take the cellular connection from my Apple Watch Ultra and the display and all the cool features that they put in this thing, and I would smush them together and make the perfect watch. But unfortunately, we don't have that yet. So maybe down the road, maybe the Apple Watch Ultra 2 will be the perfect watch. There's pros and cons both ways. Miguel Varela, haven't been lucky with the Amazfit heart rate sensors. I used to use the Stratos and the GTR and I almost thought I had heart problems. Yeah, so on the Stratos particularly, I got terrible, like garbage heart rate data out of that watch. Really not good. It's gotten better. The Falcon gave me okay. It still wasn't very good. And the GTR 4 is probably one of the best I've tried from Amazfit, but generally the brand as a whole doesn't do a great job in heart rate sensor department, unfortunately. Realme, any issues with the Forerunner 955? Is it a stable watch? Absolutely. I've had zero issues with mine. I do get comments occasionally of people saying, have you run into this issue or that issue? And generally I haven't. I'm sorry. I use it every day. I've maybe had like one occasion where it restarted for no reason early on, but it's pretty rock solid. No issues for me. Hey, Sean Upton. Hey, if it's something you enjoy making, I'd love to see some training vlogs again in addition to the gear reviews. Yeah, I'm working on that. Unfortunately, the way I prioritize my videos is the reviews they're more engaging. They reach a bigger audience. So obviously I prioritize those. But I really do enjoy the training vlogs, and more will be coming soon. I've actually got a race coming up in a couple of weeks at 50K. So there'll be a video about that. And yeah, there'll be more stuff. I think I'm going to start like a weekly vlog about training and maybe just life in general and go from there. I think I get scared now. The channel is still very small, like 80,000 subscribers compared to the millions out there. But as more eyeballs look at the channel, I feel a little bit scared to share behind the scenes stuff, I guess. I don't want to be criticized. So I just need to lose that fear and start posting regularly again. So stay tuned. Definitely more coming in the way of training vlogs and racing vlogs very soon. Marcus, hey from Germany, just joined the session. And one short question, is there a big difference in wellness tracking, sleep, HRV, and stress between the Elevate 3 and Elevate 4 sensors? So the Elevate 4.0 sensor on the newer Garmin's, in my experience, it's just way more accurate. And I don't know why. I think it's something to do with the LED arrangement and the light receptors being in the right position. It's just a better heart rate sensor as compared to the older models. I don't even know if I have an older one on the table here. No, I don't. I can't even show you an older Garmin heart rate sensor. So I'll put it this way. If you're going to like train by heart rate, or you're going to rely on the heart rate sensor for data that would affect your day-to-day life or training, I would say spend a little bit more and get the newer sensor, because I've had a much better experience with it. But that said, on the older Fenix 6, there are people who just never had issues with the accuracy. For me, it worked pretty well most of the time, but I did have issues when I got into those higher heart rate zones. If I was up at 170, 180 beats per minute, that's where the Fenix 6 would get a little wild. It would start, spiking and dropping and stuff just because it didn't have a good lock on my pulse. So I would say spend a little bit more if you're really gonna laser focus on that data. If you don't necessarily care so much about it and you're really interested in like the mapping and all that outdoorsy functions of the Fenix 6, don't worry about it. It's still a great watch. Hope that helps. BH says, hi, watching from Malaysia. Oh, that's cool. What's the best suggestion for weight strength training with muscle mapping? Currently on Garmin ecosystem, but is there any other ecosystem where it's better? So full disclosure, even though I might look like I work out a lot, it's genetics. I don't actually lift a lot of weights. I do occasionally. I will say I find that Garmin and Coros are like the most useful and fun because they have like the mapping capabilities. Coros actually has a pretty good strength training platform that they rolled out about a year ago with a firmware update. And it's really easy to add, workouts and stuff and build out a routine to go through. I will say on all of them, I've never had good luck with rep counting. So if you're doing like curls or something, I've never found one that's like dead accurate, whether it be Garmin, Coros, Polar, anybody. They always the reps are always off. You always have to manually put them in. I think for me, I mainly just focus on the cardio and worry less about like actually tracking individual workouts within the app. But if you're somebody who does do that, I think Garmin and Coros, in my opinion, probably do it better than most. Mike Buck says someone needs to donate a Samsung phone to Dave. Yeah, if you got one, PO box is in the description down below. Jacob Cowens, Dave, different type of question. Well, Jacob, you forgot the question, man. So what a cliffhanger. Hopefully you come back with it. JPD says, haha, I have an old Samsung Galaxy 20 FE I can send in exchange for a trucker hat. Deal. Shoot me an email. I can't say that name. Jinky. Hey, would the Foreigner 955 be overkill for someone just starting out in their fitness journey? You know what? I get that question a lot. People's like, oh, should I buy a Phoenix 7? Is that overkill? Yes, it is. But who cares? I mean, like if you are interested in it and you like it and you think it'll be helpful and fun and it'll improve your wellness and you have the money, screw it, man. It's up to you. I am of the mindset that buy nice instead of buy twice, and I do that with my cameras and YouTube setup and microphones and of course watches. So if you think you're going to be in it for the long haul and you want something that'll last a while and you think it'll use all the features, go nuts. Overkill's fine as long as it doesn't put you in debt or cause a divorce or a marital problem. Go for it. Hope that helps. Pardon me for posting again. Feel free to post as much as you want. Being between the Garmin Tactix 7 Pro or Pro Ballistics, is there any difference except for the ballistics software? Is there any hardware differences? No. The ballistics software is what costs the extra money. It's licensed per device, so they upcharge the actual device to cover the cost. The only difference you'll find with the Tactix model is if you go for the non-solar, you can actually get it. I have one around here somewhere. You can get the non-solar Tactix 7 in Sapphire only without solar Sapphire. So there's kind of an advantage there. If you don't want solar for whatever reason, you can only get that on the non-solar model. But other than that, the ballistics model is the same. JPD says, my question is, I have an Instinct 1. It's fine, but I want something a bit more training features. I need something rugged, but I would like full mapping and possibly to stay in the Garmin ecosystem. Well, I think with that, you're really only looking at the Phoenix 7 or the Phoenix 6 or an Epix Gen 2. If you're looking at mapping, or the Foreigner 955, you do get full mapping, and it's going to be the cheapest way to get into that, to get mapping and all that stuff. So that's really up to you, what features you find valuable. But I'd say best bang for the buck, 955. If you want to get the best baller thing on the market, get the Phoenix 7 Sapphire. Jacob Callan says, Dave, different question. Oh, it's you again. Different question. You followed up. With diving into the fitness tech, have you considered constant glucose monitoring like that company Levels? Funny thing you asked. I have it. I have the Levels system. I've tried it. I've worn it for like a month, and then I never made a video about it. I did find some value in it, though. It is really interesting to see how different foods affect your metabolism, and I probably should have made a video about it. But yes, it's an interesting technology. I guess my only issue with that whole constant blood glucose monitoring thing, there's a bunch of companies doing it now, is it seems very wasteful. The sensor's a one-time use. It lasts about 2 weeks and then you throw it away. I don't like that. And it just feels weird to have a penetration in your skin to allow the sensor to read your blood. It was so scary to put the sensor on for the first time. I was like really cringing, and I was like, pop, and it didn't hurt at all, but it's a very weird sensation. I also don't like wearing the sensor. Like, you get used to it because it's so flat and kind of gets out of the way. But it is, it's still there. So when you're showering and stuff and you feel it, it's like, whoa, what is that? But you do get used to it. I'll see if I can, maybe I'll make a video about it. It's something that just kind of fell off the radar for me, but it is really interesting. And it's really interesting to see more and more companies popping up and kind of putting their own spin on it. I wonder if they probably have a Black Friday sale. Let's look. Levels. Blood glucose. See, it's a different brand. Synos. Oh, wait, I'm not even sharing my screen. You can't see what I'm looking at. There we go. Levels. I don't see a Black Friday sale right now. No, I'm not putting my email in. Not right now. Not live. So I think it's cool, but I haven't made a video about it yet. I gotta do that. With the latest firmware rolling out now, most problems have been fixed on the 955. It's definitely become more stable for me. I haven't really had any issues with mine. Aldo Arredondo. Did I get that? Looking to buy a watch as a gift, the T-Rex Pro or the T-Rex 2. Which one do you think is better? T-Rex 2 all day long. But at that price point, you've got a lot of options. So I guess I would ask, why are you so interested in the Amazfit watches? Have you ever tested a Huawei watch? Yes, I have. And again, I am too behind on things to do. Carlos Picas. Hi, I'm Carlos from Mexico. Your advices in nutrition and recovery gels while running an ultra. Okay. I guess I can preface that question by saying I'm not a coach or a medical professional or anything like that. What works for me, though, I am very simple. I run basically entire ultras up to 50 miles on gels for the most part. And I use Goo Roctane, which is like a generic brand. They can get at any store. I'm not really particular about that. However, what I have been using lately for recovery and like daily wellness supplements is Bare Nutrition products. I'm going to share my screen and we can look at those. Bare Nutrition. That's not it. Bare Performance. There it is. Bare Performance Nutrition. Yeah, so I really like the products that they're doing over here. Here, you 10% off your first order. I use a supplement from them called Strong Greens. You can see right here. Again, I have no affiliation with Bare Nutrition or Bare Performance. I've just been using their Strong Greens products for a while. And I also use something called Strong Reds. That's like antioxidants. So Strong Greens is like a superfood green powder you mix with water. It doesn't taste terrible. And then I mix in the Strong Reds, which is their like antioxidant vitamin blend in the same bottle. And I've been doing that every day. I don't know if it's placebo effect or not, but I do find I feel better every day. Like my guts and stuff feel better and it makes me feel like I'm recovering faster. But again, not a doctor or a scientist. Don't know if it's actually doing anything, but I do find it useful for me. And what I find interesting about this stuff with BPN as a whole is they actually had a Black Friday sale I wanted to talk about today, but it was like 2 days ago. They did their Black Friday sale and it was like 20% off everything. Actually got a couple of refills of their products, but it looks like it's over now. Even on Black Friday, their Black Friday sale's over, which is kind of interesting. But that's really all I can say for in terms of like recovery and supplements. I don't like to talk too much about that stuff because I don't feel qualified to make suggestions. Cody Jackson says, GoPro Hero 11 deal. What are your thoughts? Plan to use mostly for filming races and adventures in the mountains. Really? So GoPro.com. Do they have it on their website? Because I looked earlier today. Oh yeah, look at that. They do. Black Friday sale. 15% off site-wide. Shop Hero 11. So you can get the Hero 11 Black for $399. Okay. It's a pretty good deal. What's interesting is they're not doing this deal on Amazon, because I looked earlier, and if you look at my sale page here, action cameras, I don't have the Hero 11 on here because I didn't see it on Amazon for sale. I did see the GoPro Hero 9. Really good deal here, $299. There's only one left in stock if you want that. And they also had the GoPro Hero 10 for $349. But I guess, $309 for the Hero 10. So that price went down a little bit. But I guess at that price, I would argue just get the Hero 11 and get the 15% off. That's a pretty good deal. So I'll add that to the list after this live stream. Pretty cool. Thanks for the reminder. I would say you're asking my thoughts on that. Let's bring you back up. What are your thoughts? Plan to use mostly for filming races. Yeah. So the Hero 11 Black is my favorite action camera right now. And that's coming from somebody who has just about, I've got every action camera. I've got the Insta360 One RS, the X3, the GoPro 9, 10, and 11, the DJI action. I've got a lot of them. And from all of them, the Hero 11 Black is the one I reach for the most because it's got some really cool features, including that square aspect ratio filming, which is great for like running, because you can get like a really wide shot and then kind of punch in on it and pan around to get what you want. So you don't really miss anything. It's like almost a 360 camera without going all the way there, if that makes any sense. I would say go for it. If you're in the market for the GoPro, they're probably not going to discount it like that again for a while. So yeah. Ivan Borodavka. Ivan Borodavka. Did I get it? Hi, I consider buying a good GPS sport watch. I am comparing Coros Apex Pro to the Garmin Fenix 6. Accuracy of the GPS and heart rate are my priorities. Which one do you recommend? I would say avoid. I mean, I like the Apex Pro, the original. Where is it? There it is. So the Apex Pro original is a great watch for its time. I would say avoid this for now, unless you really are like hell-bent on getting an original Apex, because even though Coros tries to keep most of their hardware up to date with firmware updates, this one is reaching the end of its life. It's running out of storage. The GPS chip is older. The heart rate sensor is not that great. I would say avoid the Apex unless you can't. The Apex 2 is a much better buy, and I think what was the other option here? Oh, the Fenix 6. I would say the Fenix 6 is also a better buy by today's standards. Oh man, Jahoke. I can't say it. Shin. Thanks for writing in. I can't say your name, but thank you. Hi, I love your channel. Just a quick question. Since Black Friday, the price of the 935 and 245 music are about the same. Which one would you prefer? That's really tough because the 935 is an older watch than the 245, but it's got longer battery life and more features. So I guess I would say, unless you really want music on board your watch, go for the 935. Garmin Mark. Yeah, haven't tried them. They're basically Fenix 7s, really fancy with a high price tag. If you're into that, try it out. We've got more bots. Gotta ban them. Ban hammer. Oh, look at that. Mike Little, super chat. Thank you so much, Mike. I really appreciate that. Thanks for everything you put in. Super helpful. I really appreciate that. Shout out to Mike Little. There's my kids chiming in. Hello, Dad. Hello, children. Thanks for watching. Marcus says, thanks for your answer, Dave. It's nice to be part of the community. Regarding my question to the Elevate 3.0 to 4.0 sensor, No difference in sleep tracking for sports. I use a chest strap. Well, the only difference in sleep tracking between the Elevate 3.0 and 4.0 will be actually unrelated to the heart rate sensor and be more related to the firmware of the watch, because you'd be looking at like a Phoenix 6 versus a Phoenix 7, and they've changed the sleep algorithm between the two. So the sensor itself has no effect, I don't think, on the sleep tracking, but the new sensor is capable of HRV tracking, where, no, the old one is too, because they added HRV tracking to the Phoenix 6. So yeah, I don't think there's a difference in terms of like capabilities of the sensor. Eric Ruman says, are you getting the battery life that Polar advertises on the Ignite 3? Yes, I am. The Ignite 3, I think they advertise 5 days. I'm getting about 5 days from it. Right now it's got 73% on the battery, and I haven't plugged it in a little while. So yeah, it's doing pretty well in terms of battery life. I get basically the advertised battery life in GPS tracking, but it's a little bit harder to track because there's more variables there. But generally pretty good battery life for a watch with an OLED screen. Barry Faulkner says, hi from Ireland. Love the channel. Have a Phoenix 5X and I want to upgrade. Want a better screen and good fitness tracking, good smartwatch experience. Was looking at the Apple Watch Ultra and the Epix Gen 2. Well, you're in luck. I have an entire video going through the differences between the Apple Watch Ultra and Epix Gen 2. Go check that out on the channel. I think if I had to boil it down, I've said this before. If you want a smartwatch experience, go for the Apple Watch. If you want more of a sports watch, go for the Epix. I love the Epix. It's like one of my top picks of the year in terms of releases, because it was just so unique to get full-blown sport watch functionality with an OLED display and really good battery life. Really enjoy that watch. But I also really like the Apple Watch Ultra. So it's a tough call. It's not like a one-size-fits-all. Storm8 says, do you still use the Apple Watch Ultra? I made the move from the Phoenix 7 and I've been loving it. I don't wear it every day, mainly because I don't love charging my watch every day. And even though the battery life is much better on the Ultra, it's still not as good as the Garmin's. So 2 or 3 days of battery life at most for me in my use case. I do really like it though. And I like the fact that it's got cellular built in and I can make phone calls from it. I can stream music to it. And yeah, there's a lot of perks to the Watch Ultra. But again, not one size fits all. There never is. There's pros and cons to all these things. Adam Ruvinensky. I said that wrong, but I'm going to go with it. Hi, what do you think about the Polar Grit X? Love that watch. It was, for its time, it's a couple years old now. Really cool and good segue into Polar sales. Let's jump back into the websites here. Let's go up to Polar somewhere in here. Polar deals. Again, check out chasethessummit.com/Black Friday for all these links for all these different sales. I'll continue to update this even after the live stream. Go check it out. So Polar deals. Polar has a whole Cyber Week sale of up to 30% off, 33% off all of their products. I've got the exciting ones listed here. By the way, if they're bold on the website, it means I think it's a really good deal. So you've got the Polar Grit X Pro. That was original $599. Now it's $449. And you've got the original Grit X for $300. Originally, I think that was $450 when it came out. I think for $300, it's a really good watch. The only thing I wish the original Grit X had is better navigation, because they marketed that watch. I don't even think I have one on the table here. Oh, there it is. There it is in the draw off to the side. Grit X. This is the Pro model, but we'll talk about it anyways. The things I like about the Grit X is the look. I honestly think this is one of the best looking GPS watches out there. I don't know why. I just like the flat bezel and the way it's designed. It's just an attractive looking watch to me. But it also has a really good set of features, good GPS accuracy, nice heart rate sensor. But my big gripe on it was that it's a outdoor hiker trail runner watch that doesn't really have good navigation features. And I was always hoping they would improve on that, but they really haven't yet. But still, overall, if you're interested in Polar, you really like the Grit X, the pricing right now is hard to beat. Hope that's helpful. Let's go back to the main cam. Also, there's a bunch of other deals here on Polar. The Ignite 2, 179. The Polar Unite, $100. Pretty good. And the Vantage V2, which is kind of their top of the line model, is $399 right now. Pretty good. We got Boom Beef says, we are live? Yes, we are. Real life. It's happening in real life. Aldo Arendendo, what other brand do you know that's within the price range that is a better watch? I kind of forget the last question we talked about. I might have to move past that. JPD says, 4 months enough time to go from injury to 50K? There's 30 spots left in a local race in April, and I'm so tempted. I would say sign up, and if you can't do it, you can't do it. Unless the registration fee is crazy expensive, you can always drop out and let somebody from the wait list pick it up so you don't have to feel too guilty about it. That's what I would do. But I always think my injuries are super minor when they aren't. Ride for Life, Fit for Life says, I'm using an Apple Watch Series 8 and just got comparing it against my Polar and Garmin watches. I like the auto detection when I'm cycling and the audible notifications on my heart rate zones. Oh yeah, that's cool. Hope you're enjoying it. Kanishka says, love your videos, man. Thanks. Chris Drysdale says, yo, what's good? Yeah, I don't know what's good right now. Hello, I just wanted to say that I picked up a Phoenix 6 Sapphire and I still have two in my house that I cannot decide, both for $380 to $400. Great deal. Yeah, some great deals out there. Real Me says, someone told me my Garmin HRM Pro, you need special gel to put on the contact. No, that's not true. I use the HRM Pro and the Pro Plus all the time. I've never used gel. What is kind of gross about them, though, the ECG sensors, where are they? Here we go. Here's an HRM Pro out of my bag of tricks. So HRM Pro, yeah. So it's got these contacts on the back. Sorry, this is kind of gross. It's got like my sweat stains on it. So these rubberized areas here, like here and here, are the electrodes on this device, which allow it to give you ECG or electrocardiogram to get your heart rate. And that's great. Now, the problem with this is when you wear it, they do need some electrical conductivity to your skin. If you are a very dry person and maybe it's winter and very dry outside and you wear one of these out, it may not get good, accurate heart rate data right off the bat until you start sweating, which sounds kind of gross because it will use your sweat as a conductor to get a better heart rate read. Now, a pro tip, a hack, which is also disgusting, is you can lick this, or you can dribble some water from your water bottle on there. Oops, just hit my microphone, and that will help the conductivity with your ECG sensor. This is not a flaw to just the Garmin HRM Pro. This is a flaw to all ECG sensors, including the Polars, the Garmins, whatever, Wahoo. They all have that limitation. But, for me, I don't find it to be a big deal because typically within, half a mile, or not even a half mile, 100 feet, I start to get good readings. But it is gross facts about those sensors. Let's see. Ryan Tiermate says, I got myself an Apex 2 last week and I returned it for some reason. I'll use my Apex 42 for now. What was the reason? Why didn't you like it? Paul Pergood says, hey Dave, your channel got me into running. That's awesome. Thank you for joining. I'm glad you got something out of the channel. Kristen Jensen says, when will we see the Suunto 9 Peak Pro review? Like I said before, I've got one in the mail coming. I don't have it yet, but once I have one, I plan on doing like an initial, like a first impressions type video, and then a further down the road in-depth review. So stay tuned. It'll be coming soon. What about the Amazfit Falcon? Yes, the Amazfit Falcon, unfortunately, is not on sale today. We just talked about that a little while ago. Got one here. Very cool watch. Very interesting. Different from a different kind of company. But I actually really enjoy my time with this watch. What's really incredible about it is the build quality is probably one of the best I've tried on this channel, just because the back is a unibody. So this whole back piece is solid titanium. Whereas on a Garmin, usually the middle part, like the Oreo center, is typically plastic. Whereas on the Falcon, it's all metal, which is just really cool. And you don't see that too often. Back to this camera. Hey, Dave. Hello from Vancouver. Hope you and your family had a great Thanksgiving. Thank you very much. We did. We spent time at my wife's parents' house with all the extended family, ate a bunch of turkey. Fun story. We'll sidetrack a little bit for this live stream. Fun story. We were driving home from the Thanksgiving party that my wife's parents held, and we had all these like turkey leftovers in a big Tupperware container in the back of the car. And we had our dog Conan in the back of the car. And this dog is like super obedient, well-behaved, never does anything wrong. So Conan was riding in the back of the car with the leftover turkey. And I think you can guess where this story is going. We heard like tin foil moving around because it was covered in that. And my wife turned around and saw Conan had his head buried in the leftover turkey, just mowing away at all of the turkey leftovers. So lucky for that guy, unlucky for me, because I was looking forward to that for the leftovers for lunch today. But Conan took care of business and he got a hold of it first. But I digress. JPD says no waitlist, sadly, so no dropout. Oh no. Well, you could still drop. I mean, it would be unfortunate, but you could still drop. Kenneth Huber says, is the Phoenix 5 still a good buy today with the 6 and 7 out? I would argue to avoid it because of the age. Unfortunately, the way these things work is as new watches come out, Garmin will stop releasing firmware updates to the older stuff. That doesn't mean it'll stop working. In fact, I've got an original Garmin Phoenix laying around here somewhere that's like 12 years old that still connects to Garmin Connect. I can still record a run with it. It'll still sync with Strava, everything. And that watch is like 12 years old. So I wouldn't worry about it from that perspective. I just think that unless you're getting like an incredibly good deal on it, a Phoenix 6 is super affordable now, especially on the secondhand market. And that just has a lot of advantages to it, especially with battery life. So I would say just look for something newer. But if you really, really want that Phoenix 5, it'll still work. And then, you don't have to worry about it from that perspective. Zotman Sazel says, it's that time of year. Howdy, Dave, watching from Hungary. Proud Phoenix 7 Sapphire owner. Awesome. Glad you're enjoying it. Anderson says, Phoenix 6 or Phoenix 7 now? Depends. Can you afford a Phoenix 7? The Phoenix 7 is better in literally every way. There's nothing the Phoenix 6 does better. The only advantage to the Phoenix 6 is that it is cheaper. So if you're on a budget, that might be the way to go. But if you have the money, the Phoenix 7 is better, objectively better in every department. Ryan Tiermate says, my Apex 42 GPS is as good as the Apex 2. Also, even the 1.2 inch screen on the Apex 2, but the number on the screen are smaller on the Apex 42. Yeah, true. Bomb Beef says, love Conan. Haha. Yeah, he got to live the dream yesterday. Ride for Life, Fit for Life. What watch or habitat for the data capture has the best user experience? Garmin Connect, Polar, Coros, Suunto, or third-party Strava, Training Peaks, or others. This is going to be very subjective. In my opinion, I really like the Garmin Connect platform. It is starting to feel a little bit dated right now because it's been the same for so many years, but they add to it. It works. There's nothing broken about it. I can find the data I want to find, and I can get as nerdy as I want with it. I can go and dig back 6 months and see my trend graphs over time. That stuff is really valuable to me. So I tend to like what Garmin does. I do really like how Coros has changed over the years. I would actually say I like the Coros ecosystem. It's probably in second place, in my opinion, with Garmin Connect being first, Coros second. I like the app. I like that they added the Training Hub website so you can look at it on a computer. They're doing a lot of good things with Coros. And then there's Polar and Suunto, which I also like. I can't say I would pick a winner between the two, but yeah, they're all doing a really good job. I guess I would say I like Garmin the most right now, and it's just for subjective reasons. Maybe I'm just used to it. Maybe I need a change of pace. I don't know. But I do think that they do need to brush up the user interface and make it feel a little bit more modern now, if that makes any sense. All right. So I'm going to go back to the website here and let's see if there's anything I didn't talk about. Quick reminder, 20% off on Chase the Summit merch. Use the discount code at the website, chasethesummit.com/Black Friday will get you to this code BFCTS20. And if you click shop now, that'll bring you over to the merch store with all the wonderful merch that we have available, from stickers. You can see my face there. That's awkward. We've got hoodies. We've got the trucker hats that I'm wearing right now. A lot of merch. I'm very proud of this stuff. So go check it out if you haven't already. That's another plug. Getting good at these plugs. So, oh yeah, I didn't even talk about Apple deals yet. So the Apple Watch Ultra is actually on sale today. You can get it for $60 off. Oh, it looks like they already sold out of the orange one, at least. Let's see if, yeah, so you can still get the gray band. The Alpine Loop, it looks like, sold out, the orange one. And you can get it for $739 right now. So that's $60 off. Kind of surprising to see the Apple Watch Ultra on sale since it's so new, but not a huge sale. You know, it's like, what, not even 10%, but still, it is a little bit of a discount if you're interested. And on that note, a couple of other products from Apple on sale. Apple Watch Series 8, the GPS model, $349. Apple Watch SE Gen 2, the latest model, for $229, which is a killer deal for $229. You know, that's a great watch. Again, they're running out of stock like crazy. It looks like the price already went up, even though I wrote this down right before the live stream. And one of the best deals right now are the Apple AirPods Pro 2s. I've got them right here. Looks like my overhead camera turned off. Oh no, lost the overhead. That means my time's running out. So let's see if I can get them on the camera there. Yep. So Apple AirPods Pro 2. I really, really enjoy these things. And it's interesting to me because I was never a fan of Apple AirPods. They just didn't work with my ears. These guys, though, I use these every day now. Not only just for running, they're not like my go-to running earbud, but these are great like for listening to podcasts around the house. I even use them in bed all the time to listen to podcasts. They're just super comfortable, really convenient if you use Apple products. And they're on sale right now for $50 off. You can get them for $199. And I'd say at $199, that's probably one of the better earbuds on the market for $199. And on that note, I've got a whole bunch. I'm not going to go through everything on this website, but I've got a whole bunch of running earbuds, like a whole category here on the Chase the Summit Black Friday tracker. These are all incredibly good deals, in my opinion. There's so many to go through. I'm probably missing some that are out there. But one of the best deals out there is, again, a pair of earbuds I use every day. These are the Beats Fit Pros. I use these every day, literally every single day when I go on my runs. They fit my ears really well. They're super secure. They sound great. And they're $40 off right now for $159. So they're actually $40 cheaper than the AirPods Pro 2s, and very similar set of features. They integrate with Apple. Great earbuds. So good deals there. And there's a bunch of other earbuds here, like the Jaybird Vista 2s for $99. That's crazy. That's active noise cancellation, water resistant, super rugged design, good for running, $99, and a good name brand. So Check those out if you're in the market for some earbuds. What else did we miss? Oh yeah, Suunto. I never talk about Suunto, but yeah, so the Suunto 9 Peak is on sale for $399 right now, down from $569. Great deal there. In the 5 Peak is down to $239 or $199. It went down even further, down to $199 from $329. So good deals from Suunto. Polar, we already talked about those deals. Amazfit, we talked about those. Some sensor deals. These are primarily through Polar. So the Polar H10, if you don't know, all of the testing I do on my channel, if you watch any of my in-depth reviews, I use the Polar H10 and H9 chest strap or the Garmin HRM Pro that I have here. But for the most part, it's usually a Polar chest strap because those work well with the Polar Beat app on my phone. So I can have my phone in a pocket recording heart rate data from the chest strap and then have a bunch of watches on recording heart rate data from those so I can compare it after the fact. And I really like these Polar sensors and they're incredibly affordable. So the Polar H10 is on sale right now for $71. That's really good. It says 83 here, but I bet one of these colors will say 71 if you click on it. Man, Amazon changes by the minute right now. Then the Verity Sense, $71. The Polar H9, $47. Says 59 here, but you can find it for 47. That's a great deal. And these are available from Polar on their website as well if you can't find them on Amazon. And of course, we already talked about Stride. Fitbit Sense 2 on sale. $100 off the Sense 2. That's a really good deal. $100 off. And that's a pretty new watch. So that gets it down to $199. Fitbit Versa 4, $80 off. Bunch of good deals there. Oh, here's some stuff I want to talk about. You can get the TicWatch Pro 3 Ultra for $100 off. I've got a review about this on the channel. Wear OS, Google Wear OS watch, really good battery life. It's one of these unique watches that has a dual display. So, you know, when you're just using it in daily life, it's got like a digital transflective display, kind of like a Garmin. And then when you raise your wrist, it illuminates that AMOLED touch-enabled display. $100 off. So, lot of deals out there today. Trying to keep track of everything. What else? Samsung, we talked about it. Google, the Pixel Watch is $50 off. The Pixel Earbuds Pro, $50 off. And the Oura Ring also has a deal right now, $50 off select styles. I don't have any affiliation with them, but I thought I'd mention it. And finally, a bunch of apparel and footwear deals. I just kind of threw these in a bucket because I thought they were interesting. Where we've got Lululemon has a bunch of discounts globally. I just put a link to their website here. There's I use their Surge pants. My absolute favorite running pants in the winter are from Lululemon, called the Surge pants. And then Outdoor Research, I use their gloves, I use their hats, their base layers, 60% off a lot of their stuff. Ultra and Hoka have discounts on some shoes, which I found interesting. Like if we go over to Amazon here, you can see that there's like the Ultra Lone Peak 6, 25% off. The Ultra Escalante 3, 25% off. But it's not like every model. It's really specific shoes have certain deals. Whereas other brands like Hoka, for example, there's like one or two pairs of shoes that have good deals on them. But it's not a global sale. And I found this kind of across the board with shoe brands like Nike, Hoka, Ultra, Salomon even. None of them are having big deals right now. Kind of strange, unless it's like very specific models. Salomon, though, has a site-wide Black Friday sale. I have zero affiliation with them, but I did link their Black Friday sale here. It's just to Salomon.com with their Black Friday page. And there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. And I saw a couple of good deals here. If you scroll down, like the Advanced Skin, I think it's somewhere in here. Their hydration vest, yeah. So the Advanced Skin, $500. Advanced Skin 12. This is down to $120. I use this vest all the time. And this is the cheapest I've ever seen it. Usually it's $160. It never goes on sale unless you buy an older model. But now you can get it for $120. Like I said, zero affiliation, but if you're in the market for a hydration vest, it's a pretty good deal. And that goes for a lot of stuff on Salomon's website. Like, it's not just their hydration vest. They also have like the Ultra Glide shoes, $100, $105. They've got their like apparel, like their rain jackets and stuff on sale. So I'd say if you're trying to update your wardrobe for winter running, check out their Black Friday sales. Their shoes are not for everyone. Like, I have a hard time getting my feet into Salomon shoes, but if they fit your feet, you can find some good deals over here. And I also have a link to Amazon to Ultimate Directions stuff. They got a whole bunch of deals. Ultimate Direction, if you don't know, they make hydration vests, running flasks and waist belts and things like that. And I found a lot of their packs are on sale. You can see them all marked down here. $89 for the men's adventure vest. That's a really good deal. The 5.0, that's the newest one. Even their flasks are a little bit cheaper. So nothing like, there's no like crazy deals here, but if you're in the market for a hydration vest, I would say they're worth checking out. Okay. I think I roughed through there pretty quick. All right, let's check out the chat one more time. I've been on there for how long? Hour and 40 minutes. My goodness, Dave. What are you doing? I lost my place here. Oh, getting emails on my Active Ideas. Check out his YouTube channel. Make some great content over there. It's that time of year again. Certainly is, man. Certainly is. JM says, Sunto 9 Peak versus Polar Grit X. Which is better for hiking? Who has better biometrics? Who has the better smartwatch features? Love the channel. Hope you're having a great day. For hiking, I would go for the Sunto simply because it has better navigation features. Within the Sunto app, you can design a course and then you can execute it on the watch and follow it with the breadcrumb mapping. On the Polar Grid X, it doesn't do that. So not great for hiking unless you never use that function. In terms of biometrics, though, Polar might be better with the heart rate sensor, but they're both pretty good. Real Me says, can I check my 5-year-old Garmin running statistics or max, or can I go back 1 year? You can go back further than that, but you have to export them as spreadsheets, CSV files, and you can only do that through the Garmin Connect website on a computer. You can't do it on your phone on the app for whatever reason. But you can go back years if you export the CSV files. I hate Apple. How about electric bikes? Those are two very different statements. I don't have any experience with electric bikes, unfortunately. Ride for Life. The H10 Lynx Amp Plus 2. I connect to my Garmin 530 Edge in addition to my Vantage. Yeah, it does Amp Plus and Bluetooth, which is nice. I can't find a great deal on the Garmin 495 LTE or 945 LTE. I don't need a multi-GPS thing. The 945 LTE, I would have thought would be on sale today. Garmin 945 LTE. Yeah, it's on sale. Not a huge sale. Share my screen here. The 945 LTE is down to 544. And it's interesting. I think 2 weeks ago, I saw it go cheaper than that. I'd say keep your eye on it, refresh it twice a day because the price may change and drop even lower. Active Idea says, I'd be interested to try Ultra. Yeah, I love Ultra. I'm wearing some right now. Oops. Just kicked over some stuff. Jason Ellis. Hi, love the channel. Just bought some Ultra trainers. Have wanted to try them for a while, so I jumped on the deal. Nice. Yeah, this is a good one. Lord Bulbasaur says, I wish the Athletic Greens had a Black Friday special. I'm so close to pulling the trigger. I really thought they were going to have a Black Friday deal, but they did not. So I actually went on their website today. No Black Friday deal. I was hoping for 20% off or something. Like I said, though, I've been using Bear Performance Nutrition Strong Greens and Reds instead of AG1 with similar feeling results. Although I should probably get like a blood test to really prove that out. But BPN just had a Black Friday deal and I got 20% off. So that was nice. Josh Lieberman says, which treadmill do you have and do you enjoy it? Oh, I've got lots of treadmill stories. Right now I have the Nordic Track X11i and I have mixed feelings about it. I think I have 3 videos on the channel about this specific treadmill. One praising it, one telling you not to buy it, and one in between. There's pros and cons. Watch the videos. You'll get the gist of it. But I have noticed, I'll bring it up on the screen. Nordic Track actually updated. Nordic Track, if I can spell. They updated the X11i and all of their incline trainers to a new design that looks much better. Share my screen. So you can see here, this is the new design. And what's different about this is they've got this like curved, $25 off. They've got this curved like stand in the front of the treadmill. So it's supported at both ends. Whereas the old X11i was only supported in the back. So the whole deck of the treadmill would bounce like crazy when you ran on it. And it looks like they solved that issue with this new design. I really like it. I have no reason to buy a new treadmill. Mine still works. But I like how this one looks though. Not cheap though. You'll notice, let's see, the 22-inch display is $3,500 and the 32-inch display is $4,500. But the design does look much better and I'm curious to see. I wish I could try one somewhere, but I haven't had a chance to. So yeah, I think I'm going to wrap up this live stream there. We're closing in on 2 hours and I still want to get a run in today. I don't want to do this all day. I hope you enjoyed this quick live stream. I hope I answered some of your questions. And like I said before, head over to chasetosummit.com/Black Friday to see all these links, all the deals that I'm finding, and I'll keep updating it. Like I said, please hit me up on Instagram. If you find a good deal, drop it into the comments of this video. If you find a good deal and share it with the other people watching. And let's just keep this community going. Try to keep bouncing these deals off each other. Let everyone know what's going on. Couple of more plugs. Again, 20% off all Chase the Summit merch. Check out the link in the description down below. And check out the Chase the Summit podcast. Yes, the podcast. I'm going to share it on the screen. Podcast.chasetosummit.com. I've got 44 episodes you can go back and listen to of me talking about various things from the past several months. Very similar to this format, just not live. And they're a lot of fun. So follow me over on the podcast. I'm trying to get that to grow. I'm going to plan on having more guests and stuff like that. And that would be fun. So go follow me over there. All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed this live stream as much as I did. If you did, make sure to give me the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel down below. It would be cool to get this channel to 100,000 subscribers eventually. And I really appreciate everyone for tuning in. I'm going to leave it there. I really appreciate you joining me. I'm going to stop talking now, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. Thanks again.